All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, fishing accomplices, good morning and welcome back to fishing. So I know it's been a little while, taking a little bit of a hiatus. Not necessarily that I wanted to, but it was the right call, I think. Not that I haven't been fishing, I definitely have been, but either A, the fishing hasn't been that great for me, or B, and more importantly, anytime I do go fishing, the weather has been really nasty, particularly with the wind and the rain. And I've been trying still, make no mistake, but here's the thing. Even when I was more successful, like last weekend, I got some keeper tog blackfishing, and it was downpouring when I went. And the footage just was terrible, and I figured there's no point. I'm not going to put a not very good quality video out there, so I decided to scrap it. Yeah, so just taking a little breather, my montage of my October footage is kind of hit or miss. I've been fishing and been catching fish, but there's been a couple things stopping me from posting videos, as I said. Just nothing really that stood out that needed to take the time to put together a video, and it's a lengthy process, especially if you've done this before. B, it's just been one thing after another. And some of these days have been kind of frustrating for me between the wind and the rain and other issues. Don't get me wrong, some of the fishing's been decent. I've gotten some really nice porgies and some decent sea bass, but between that and just not getting anything super big, I just didn't or couldn't justify the time it would take to, do the video editing. And additionally, just some of the footage did not turn out very good at all. For instance, this footage that I'm talking over right now, or some of it, I'm talking over it because for whatever reason, the sound just didn't come out for it. Additionally, when it's been raining, and if you've been in the Northeast for the last month in October, it's literally rained pretty much every single weekend. I might have gone fishing, I might have done decent, but the footage just turned out terrible because it got fogged and the lens got wet. But it's been a good time. We're getting some really nice porgies, 15, 16, approaching 17 inches, and even some nice sea bass, which is a real treat when you're this west in the Sound. So I've obviously been making good on them, but in terms of the tog, it's been hit or miss. And I know there's some good fishing going on. It's just I haven't been out in the water as much as I'd like to, or the ideal days. So that's been a little snapshot of what I've been up to for the last month. Fishing's been happening. It's November now, and a lot of options. Today we're going to be tog fishing. Fishing the Western Sound. Going to be fishing pieces of structure in the kayak, obviously. Just jigging. Looks like a beautiful day for November, and hopefully we can put some fish together. So please stay tuned, because you know what we're about to do. Get some fishing accomplished. All right. Well, the tide is basically dead low right now, or very low, so some of the shallower spots I fish are not really ideal. I don't want to be fishing in like 10 feet of water right now. Not to say it can't happen there, but I want to explore a little bit until the tide starts to rise. So here's a pile of rocks in about, right now, 20-ish feet of water. Let's see if we can stir some action out of it, get a good anchor, and set up shop. Right, we are loaded up on crabs, so I'm going to get them handy, some big guys. One strategy I like to have when fishing with green crabs is having little stations. So I got my live crabs over here. I'm going to cut these guys up into pieces and then put them in here. And to sweeten the deal, I even got some dead crabs left over from last week that smell absolutely god-awful. I'm just going to cut up a few of those and just throw them right overboard. See if we can get a feeding frenzy started. All are dead, so not much of a loss. Oh my god, it's terrible. Definitely some good structure here. That one's not too dead. And we're just see if we can get these fish fired up immediately. Now we have our live crabs. We're just going to cut up 3 of these to get started. Could fish whole, but I'm going to start with pieces to begin with until we get that bite fired up. Cut them into halves. Got some larger crabs today too. Throw this guy. Trying to throw the pieces a little bit up tide too. And it looks like we're definitely getting some attention down there. See some
marks coming off the bottom, so that's a good sign. This one's a little softer. I don't love that, but it is what it is. And one more. This is a big guy. Definitely don't want to get pinched by him, because that will not be a good time. In fact, let's take this big claw and cut it into pieces. The more the merrier. Get those togs fired up. That's got some nice meat in it. Eat that. This honestly could probably be cut into quarters. And cut one of these into quarters and see how it works. Last week I was literally getting tog on like the absolute smallest pieces of crab you can imagine. And we're gonna throw a few more live ones in here just so if we get cleaned out, we're ready to immediately get some new stuff going. Go with the light setup to start, see how we do. Got 40-pound test on this because we are not playing around. I had a few fish snap me off in the last couple sessions. There's some big ones down there, so let's see what we can do. First drop, let's see if we got them fired up enough. 21 feet of water. Yep, we're getting bit already. Waiting for that big grab. Oh, darn. Had it in his mouth, I could feel it. Feels like there's still something on there, so we're gonna keep it down there. Oh, no you don't. That's a good sign. And it's a tog. Not a bad short. I don't mind getting shorts as long as they're not like 5 inches, and this is definitely a good sign. If we're getting shorts, we want like 10 to 14 inches as like the smallest ones. Let's throw this little piece back down, see if they'll go for it. Let's throw an obscenely large piece on and see what happens. No little guys will be able to take this, but a big boy might go for it. Wasn't that big. They're trying. It's a big piece of crab though. These tog, at least right now, aren't big enough to take it. It's perfect size now though. Just wasn't even really holding my rod very well. All females so far, it's interesting. Okay, this time we're gonna fish a whole small crab, minus the legs, because the bite is pretty good right now. Leaving the shell on, just cut it on 1/2, just like so. Let's see what is good to go. That's something heavier. That's something good, or better at least. Not bad. We'll measure. Oh, nah, he's like a 15-incher. 14.5, 15 inches. First male too, but that's a good sign. Right back down. Probably could catch a fish in that, but we're not going to. Oof, look at that. Let's actually turn our battery down. Nah. Ooh. I don't think that's a tog. It's a toad or a sea bass. Toad or sea bass? Big toad. Oh my god. Hideous. I knew it. Look at that thing. Abomination. You can keep the crab. So let me get my jig back without bending it. As long as we have a steady bite of decent shorts, I'll hang out here. But if it dies or we only get smaller fish, we'll move. Little. Oh, porgy. Alright, so these guys are still around. That's an option. Not opposed to keeping porgies, but gotta be bigger than this. And the unfortunate thing is when these guys move in, the tog kind of get pushed out a little. Let's see if it gets in that little piece, especially if there's porgies down there. What's that? That's a better tog, I think. Yeah, not that much better. Okay, whole crab, smaller size, shell on. Cut on the corner. It's almost like they don't know what to do with a crab if it's not cut in half. That's weight. Oh, baby. That's a good one. That's a good one. Take your time with those whole crabs. Just get out of there. Get out of there. Where are you? Where are you? Big female. Oh, yeah. That was worth it. That was worth the wait. Nice fish. That should keep, but I never know with these guys. Whole crab made a world of difference. First fish I'm bogaing. Not to weigh, but just to not drop it, because these things don't have a lot to hold on to. It's a nice female. Weighing in at a little over 4 pounds, 4.5. My wife just got me this boga grip for my birthday, so christening it right. It's awesome. Do a little measure action. Yeah. Sick. Look at that. It's not even that big. It's only like just a hair under 18 inches. But yeah, that'll be perfect for dinner, so let's do it. Got our first keeper bleeding out outside the boat. That guy took a whole small crab, which I gotta say, like, probably the way to go, because, you know, the smaller ones, they just kind of fall apart if you cut them in half. Like, they'll work, but I think while you might not get as many bites, you might feel like you're burning through your bait faster. I think it's worth it because it'll kind of weed out the smaller guys from taking it and ripping it clean off the hook. So I think it's kind of the way to go when you get in that situation. But yeah, we got a half on here because I want to make sure the bite stays good. Keep the small guys interested, because I find that they attract the bigger ones eventually. And let's see if we can get a limit today. That would be killer. That's not going to help us get there, but not a bad fish. See, all the shorts we're getting here are good shorts. That's why I didn't leave after 30 minutes. That's why we're still here. But yeah, super big shout out to my wife for getting me that boga grip. It was much easier to measure that fish with it. And it's cool to get the weight without having to necessarily kill the fish if it comes down to it. What's this? Porgy. Porgy on the whole crab. Sure, why the heck not? If we're in business cleaning fish, we might as well clean a lot of fish. It's not great, but porgies are nice for fish tacos since we're not keeping fluke anymore, so why the heck not? Let's see how big he is. He's 12 inches. Sure. That was on the whole crab. It's definitely better. All right, so this first spot was red hot once we got in. It's a fairly small piece of structure, so I'm pretty confident that I've worked most of the fish off because the bite has just tremendously gone off on a cliff. But that being said, we're going to try and check out some other spots and see if we can find some bigger fish. And just a better bite because, again, I don't want to commit all my time to this. Time is not unlimited. So let's see if we can find some similar structure. It's a little further away from here, so I'm pulling from a different group of fish, and hopefully that'll work out for us. Okay, new spot. Just like before, first, not letting our crabs get away. Second, cutting up a bunch of dead crabs and throwing them down. That's a little better. That's a little better. Quite a bit better. Maybe we'll hang out here a little longer. It's close. Give them a measure. I don't think so. Close, very close. 15 3/4. Just got one close, so it's getting ready to give up on this spot soon, but if there's a 15 3/4 down there, there can definitely be a 16 plus. There's a nice porgy. Better than a lot of the ones we've been getting, so we'll take them.
After getting that one decent short tog, I tried this spot for a good 20 to 30 minutes longer, and all I was finding was like porgies and very small togs. So after a while, I decided to try somewhere else just because, I didn't think it was worth it to keep putting time and crabs into this one spot, so I made a move.
All right, well, unfortunately, I just lost an anchor trying to get out of that spot. But fortunately, I have a backup anchor with me. The only thing is I don't have a chain for this one, so we'll see how it goes, but I should probably be able to make it work a little bit. But in the meantime, it's been a while. I've really been waiting to drink this seltzer. It's been sitting in my fridge forever. Just, yeah, well, here we go. Ginger ale, 30 calories with a hint of sweetness. Like both seltzer and ginger ale, how do they taste together? The brand sells CZL, I don't know, SC2L, I don't know. I like that. That's pretty tasty. If you like ginger ale, this is definitely gonna be good for you. And thank you for checking out this video and being patient with the channel. I know it's been a while, but yeah, I'm just happy to be out in the water and catching fish. So let's see if we can make up for losing that anchor and get on some action. All right, new spot, new crabs, new anchor. This is close to where I was fishing last weekend. Not quite the same spot. I still think the tide's a little too low for me to want to fish where I was last weekend. Right now it's about 11 feet there. I want it to be at least 15 feet. I want to be kind of stealthy. But here it's 17 feet. We're on a nice rock. Let's see what we can do. Well, it's better than what we were doing over there for the most part. Still room for improvement. All right, got a few shorts. Bite's starting to pick up a little bit in the spot, so cut up another round of crabs, see what we can do. But I'm not sure I'll cut up too many more outside of this unless we have reason to stay. These are better shorts, but they're not that big. Like, I'd like them to be like another inch or two longer. That would be, give me more confidence that there's a keeper down there. That's maybe. These are much better shorts. Well, I was going to pick up and leave, but I just had the idea to drop on the other side of the boat and got an immediate decent short, so give it another few drops, maybe even just one, I don't know, but cut up a few pieces just in case we get into a nice bite. Yeah, we're getting to it. Sometimes when the boat swings, literally just being on the right side of it, dropping can make a big difference. I'm just going to finish up what I've cut up here, and then we're going to make a move, because I'm not really looking to spend all my crabs on porgies. I didn't even feel that one. Hoping I don't lose my anchor, because there's at least 2 to 3 more spots I want to hit up before I call it for today.
Yeah, so this spot fizzled out pretty quickly after getting that last fish. There were still fish around, but there were a lot of little bites, so I decided not to waste any time and hit up some of the spots that I was looking to fish. Fortunately, I didn't lose my anchor, but yeah, the tide really started picking up, so I upped to a 3/4 ounce. So we're going to pick up at the last spot I ended up checking out, which went pretty well for me.
All right. Either the last spot or probably one of the last spots we're going to fish today. Just chummed up the water pretty good. Let's see what we can do. Ooh, yeah. No! No, that was a good fish. Darn it. That was a really good fish. Let's see if we can get him to come back. Best fish I've hooked in a while. Definitely a tug. Please come back. That was immediate. Big fish, big fish, big fish. Yes, 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 yes. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's a net-worthy fish. That's what we're talking about, folks. It's not that big, but at least nice. Let's just leave it at that. All that shumming was for good reason. Solid. It's probably the fish we missed before. Oh, yeah. Chunky. Get that out. All right. Yeah, hair over 17. Not sure how much of that we got. Hopefully we got all the footage, but solid 17-inch tog. I gotta wrap this up soon, so try and see if we can get 1 or 2 more before we have to get out. That's a little less impressive. Oh, that was close. That was close. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all. Maybe. That could be number 3. It's a very chunky one. Long enough. Might be 3. I think the little short. It's a hen, so it looks a lot bigger than it really is, lengthwise. Yeah, I think it's a little short. 15.5. These guys sure are hardy, though. Oh, yep, yep, yep. Yeah. It's gonna be close, but I don't think so. Looks like the one I threw back. I think it's another 15 and a half. Yeah, this guy's short, I can already tell. Another 15, 15 and a half, thereabouts. That's something heavy. Heavier, at least. I don't think it's that big. Yeah, that's close. That's very close. And it's a male, so it might be longer as opposed to thick. It's going to be really close. Skip the boga. I don't think he's big enough. I mean, I don't like how close he is, so we're gonna let him go. But that's like, if I wasn't squishing the face against, he would maybe be an even 16, but good karma, we're gonna let this fish go. That one very, very close. As close as it possibly could have been without measuring up, so. Got a few more crabs left. It could happen still. And maybe the good karma of letting that fish go, I'll get an even bigger one. Ooh, yes, yes, good karma, good karma. Let's go. Let's go, good karma. Big fish, big fish, big fish. That is the fish we're, I don't want to say going out with, but last fish we're keeping. Oh man, nice, nice. That's what we're talking about. What did I say about karma, folks? Good karma. That's definitely a keeper. So that last one was right on the line. This one's probably, again, close to 17. It's another almost 17, 16 and change. All right, well, that's gonna have to do it for today. As I'm like shooting this outro, I'm noticing that there's like a fog on the inside of the lens, and I think that's because of how wet I got the last time I was fishing. So I apologize if I decide to make a video out of this and that's present through a lot of it. But yeah, overall, this was the best tog day I've had so far this season. A limit of tog, not bad fish either, you know, all like close to 17 to 18 inches being the range, and obviously tons of close calls, tons of shorts rather, and a few close calls. But finding the bigger fish, I find that they were going for the bigger piece of crab. And after watching my friend Peter's video, which I'm sure a lot of you watch, the big thing I found was throwing a full piece of crab after you get the bite going. The small stuff helps get the bite going, you know, cutting the crab in half. They really appreciate, you know, the crab juices in the water, but once that bite is built, the little chunks of crab, I find, just get annihilated by the smaller fish. So once that bite is fully on, throwing a full, larger piece of crab, kind of discourages the smaller fish and really lets you focus on the bigger ones. So that's what was working for me today in terms of getting the bigger fish. I think all the keepers I got were on the full crab. Not a huge crab, but at least big enough that it might, you know, make a smaller tog think twice. But yeah, that was the deal. All the fish were in about 16, I want to say, to no more than 25 feet of water, so relatively shallow, but a good bite nonetheless. So thanks for always watching. Really appreciate it. It's been a while, and I apologize for that. I'll see if I can get a few more good sessions in before, you know, we're in the long winter stretch. But as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, goodbye from fishing.